Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. 26-year-old Iowa resident Salvador Sandoval traveled to D.C. with his mother, Deborah Sandoval. And Sandoval was seen standing outside the East Rotunda doors first. He was yelling, "Let us in." And the glass in the doors had already been shattered by some of Trump's other terrorists. So he knew there was violence going on. Eventually, he and the others forced the doors open from both the inside and the outside of the building. And Sandoval was heard in one of his own videos saying, quote, "We busting in." So alarms were blaring. You could hear them in the background of his video, further evidence that he should have known he wasn't welcome. Nevertheless, he illegally entered the building, made his way to the Capitol Rotunda, and that was where he was first seen pushing against officers, physically attacking officers who were trying to keep the mob out. Sandoval then confronted a female officer, and then he and others were seen on the officer's body cam footage grabbing her shield, and they dragged her toward the crowd. So to avoid being dragged into the middle of the mob, that officer was forced to let go of her shield, so it left her more vulnerable to attack. After that incident, Sandoval headed back to the East Foyer. He was seen there on surveillance camera pushing another officer. Then, as another officer attempted to help members of the mob who had fallen, Sandoval charged at, and he shoved this one officer from the side, totally blindsided him. Officer didn't know it was coming. And the officer testified, he was trying to prevent other members of the mob from trampling these people who had fallen. And he nearly fell as well. So Sandoval still wasn't done. He moved on to another officer who was attempting to move the mob out of the area. He was seen on that officer's body cam engaging in a tug-of-war over that officer's riot shield. Eventually, though, he was forced out of the building, and he remained on the Capitol grounds for several hours along with his mom. On January 7th, someone texted Sandoval, and they said, "What are your thoughts on the Capitol attack?" Sandoval replied, quote, "It's sad that it had to come to this, but our country is incredibly corrupt. Sad that a girl was killed and people were hurt, but otherwise, it was amazing." So Sandoval was arrested on February 19th of 2021, and in a superseding indictment, he was charged with civil disorder, assaulting officers, obstructing an official proceeding, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 2 counts of physical violence, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. During his arrest, the FBI found a go bag. They found this backpack full of food. It had an untraceable phone in it. They said that Sandoval had purchased that phone on January 10th. There was also an AR-15 style rifle in the bag with numerous loaded clips, and they say that that rifle was purchased on January 12th. So Sandoval refused a plea deal. He opted for a bench trial. If he had only watched this show, he would have known this was a really bad idea, because at that time, the case was adjudicated by U.S. District Judge Thomas Hogan. He was a Bush appointee. He does not suffer fools or January 6 criminals, and Judge Hogan has since retired, which I was pretty bummed about. But prior to his retirement, he found Sandoval guilty on all counts. So Sandoval was facing up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. And this time, the prosecutor requested a fairly stiff sentence because they asked the judge to impose 2 sentencing enhancements. So the government asked for 88 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. Surprisingly, Sandoval has no criminal history. I mean, what a way to kick it off, though, huh? But anyway, following Judge Hogan's retirement, Sandoval's case was assigned to U.S. District Judge Colleen Kolar-Catelli. She's also a tough judge, but not quite as salty as Judge Hogan. I couldn't locate any public details about what the judge or Sandoval said at the sentencing hearing, but Sandoval was sentenced to the full 88 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. So this is among the most lengthy sentences to date. And he received quite a bit more time than his mother. She didn't go in the building, so she got, I think she took a parading charge plea, but that she received, I would say a harsh sentence for what she got. She got 5 months for that one misdemeanor. And again, she took a plea deal, whereas he went to trial. And consider this, some Oath Keepers who were found guilty of sedition and other serious felonies, they received less time than this guy. Some of them got like 2-3 year sentences. It's unreal how these judges differ. But, as for Sandoval and his mother, for Deborah and Sal, I mean, I would just say, if I might suggest the next time you guys want to spend some time together, maybe try a mother boy dance.
Mother Boy was a dinner dance aimed at promoting mother-son bonding. Lucille had gone over 25 times with Buster, and on a few occasions had one cutest couple. As one entered sexual maturity and the other one left it, it became harder to win.
So hot. You were hot, Mother. We would win.